So, you want to learn bookkeeping. Cash records. By Dave Marshall. The first step in managing and controlling cash is to accurately record the transactions that affect your cash balance. The records that you use depend on whether you have a simple or elaborate bookkeeping system. The original entry for transactions is made in your special journals depending on the type of transaction. The other records are used to summarize entries recorded in your various journals and prepare summarized financial records such as your balance sheet and income statement. Journal definition. A journal is an accounting record that is used to record the different types of transactions using various source documents. Source documents are the original sources of information that provide documentation, proof, that a transaction has occurred, such as sales invoices, tickets, invoices from suppliers, contracts, checks written and checks received, promissory notes, and various other types of business documents. These documents provide us with the information needed to record our financial transactions in our bookkeeping records. If you recall a transaction as any event or condition that must be recorded in the books of a business because of its effect on the financial condition of the business, such as buying and selling. A business deal or agreement. Journals are often called or referred to as the books of original entry. The reason is that this is the first place that business transactions are formally recorded. Specialized journals are journals used to initially record special types of transactions such as sales, cash disbursements, and cash receipts in their own journal. All these journals are designed to record special types of business transactions and post the totals accumulated in these journals to the general ledger periodically, usually once a month. You can think of a journal as a financial diary. The general journal is the record used to record unusual or infrequent types of transactions. Type of entries normally made in the general journal are depreciation entries, correcting entries, and adjusting and closing entries. The cash payments journal is a special journal that is used to record all cash that is paid out by a business except for payroll. Columns are set up for types of transactions that occur frequently enough to warrant a separate column. Some examples are accounts payable, payments on purchases and services charged, and cash purchases. The cash receipts journal is a special journal that is used to record all receipts of cash. Columns are set up that indicate the sources of the cash. Two of the major sources of cash for a business are cash sales and collections of customer charge sales. These and other categories that have a lot of activity, transactions, have their own column. The sales journal is a special journal where sales of services and merchandise made on account, business's customer is allowed to charge purchases, are recorded. The Purchases Journal is a special journal that is used to record all purchases and various expenses and other charges from suppliers that a business has an open account with. Supplier allows the business to charge purchases. The Payroll Journal is a special journal that is used to record and summarize salaries and wages paid to employees and the deductions for taxes and other authorized employee withholding amounts. Note: many small businesses use the Cash Disbursement Journal to record their payroll, which is also acceptable. The Sales Return and Allowances Journal is a special journal that is used to record the returns and allowances of merchandise sold on account. The Purchase Returns and Allowances Journal is a special journal that is used to record the returns and allowances of merchandise purchased on account. Why use special journals? Groups and records transactions of a like nature. A familiar example is recording all cash received by a business in one place. Saves time with summary and less frequent postings to the general ledger. Allows a business to have different individuals responsible for different journals, thereby increasing internal controls and allocating the record-keeping workload. All the special journals summarize the daily business transactions and feed their summarized information to the appropriate accounts in the general ledger. Cash journals and records. Since this tutorial is all about cash, let's isolate and discuss the records that are used to monitor and control a business's cash. Cash Disbursements Payments Journal. Definition and purpose. The Cash Payments Journal is a special journal that is used to record all cash that is paid out by a business except for payroll. Businesses with just a few employees could also use this journal to record their payroll checks. However, I recommend that you use a special payroll journal in order to have all your payroll information in one place. The entries recorded in this journal are a debit to expense accounts, the purchases account, or the accounts payable control account. A debit is also posted to the supplier's accounts payable subsidiary account, and a credit to the cash account. The Cash Disbursements Journal lists all checks, in check number order, paid during the month. It posts total checks written as a credit entry to the cash account. All payments to suppliers that have an accounts payable subsidiary ledger account are debited to the accounts payable control account and credited to our cash account. Payroll Journal. Definition and purpose. The Payroll Journal is a special journal that summarizes the payroll information and records the payroll checks issued by pay period and is used to post the summary totals to the general ledger. The Payroll Journal records the expense accounts where salary and wage gross amounts are charged. In addition, all the deductions taken from salary and wages are charged to the appropriate liability or expense offset account. Although the Payroll Journal is normally used as the record special journal to record payroll, small businesses could also use their cash disbursement journal. I recommend that you use a special journal for recording your payroll transactions since this provides you with all the information about payroll in one convenient place, your payroll journal. Cash Receipts Journal. Definition and purpose. The Cash Receipts Journal is a special journal that is used to record all receipts of cash. The entries recorded in this journal are a debit to cash and a credit to the accounts receivable control account. A credit is also posted to the customer's accounts receivable subsidiary account, sales, or other accounts, normally miscellaneous revenue accounts or loans. This journal is used to record all the cash that we receive. The biggest sources of cash for businesses result from cash sales and collections from customers who we have set up on open account, allowed them credit. Checkbook, register, or cash summary report. Since most of us have a personal checking account, the checkbook is a record that we already are somewhat familiar with. The same basic practices that apply to maintaining an accurate personal checkbook also apply to a business checkbook. Other documents used to support and verify your checkbook entries and balance include actual checks, deposit slips, deposit book, daily cash report, bank statement, bank reconciliation, bank notices, customer credit card slips, subsidiary ledgers. Two records that are critical, whether using a manual or computerized bookkeeping system, to cash management are the accounts receivable and accounts payable subsidiary ledgers. Why? They provide information as to amounts due and when from customers and amounts owed and when to suppliers. In addition, accounts receivable and accounts payable aging reports are prepared from the information in these records. Accounts Receivable Subsidiary Ledger. The Accounts Receivable Subsidiary Ledger's purpose is to provide detailed information about transactions that are summarized in the Accounts Receivable Control account. Both the Sales and the Cash Receipts journals provide information needed for maintaining our Accounts Receivable Subsidiary Ledger. Here's that special book that we use in order to keep up with how much each of our individual customers owes us. This book contains a detailed record for each of your customers. Accounts Receivable Aging Report. Since we grant payment terms to our customers, we need a way of tracking whether our customers are paying on time based on the credit terms we granted them. Our Accounts Receivable Subsidiary Ledger provides the information we need for preparing our Accounts Receivable Aging Report. An Accounts Receivable Aging Report, also known simply as an AR report or Aging AR report, is used by many business owners who invoice their clients to keep track of what payments are due them from their customers. The main information an Accounts Receivable Aging Report shows is what payments are owed to us, when those payments are due, and from which customer. Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger. The Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger's purpose is to provide detailed information about transactions that are summarized in the Accounts Payable Control account. Both the Purchases and the Cash Disbursements journals provide information needed for maintaining our Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger. This book contains a detailed record for each of your suppliers. Our Accounts Payable Subsidiary Ledger provides the information we need for preparing our Accounts Payable Aging Report. Accounts Payable Aging Report. An Accounts Payable Aging Report, also known simply as an AP report or Aging AP report, is used by many business owners to keep track of what payments are due to their suppliers. The main information an Accounts Payable Aging Report shows is what payments are owed, when those payments are due, and owed to what supplier. The main purpose of this lesson was to illustrate that the starting point of monitoring and controlling cash begins with good record keeping. Also to introduce those not familiar with special journals to what they are and what they look like. For those of you that have taken you want to learn bookkeeping, Special Journals tutorial, it served as a quick review.